The standard FStreams library provides C++ coders with the cin and cout input and output functionality. However, to be able to read and write from a file, you need to utilize another C++ library called FStreams. There are two main data types within the FStreams library that are used to open a file, read from it, and write to it: FStreams and efstreams. Here is how they work. The first task is to create a new C++ file, and along with the usual headers, you need to include the new FStreams header. Begin by asking a user for their name and writing that information to a file. You need the usual string to store the name and get line to accept the input from the user. You created a string called name to store the user's inputted name. You also created a text file called name.txt. Ask the user for their name and stored it, and then return the data to the file. To read the contents of a file and output it to the screen, you need to do things slightly differently. First, you need to create a string variable to store the file's contents, then open the file. Use getLine to read the file line by line and output those lines to the screen. Finally, close the file. The code is great for opening a file with 1 or 2 lines, but what if there are multiple lines? Here we opened a text file of the poem Cimmeria by Robert E. Howard. You can no doubt see that we have included a while loop, which we cover in a few pages time. It means that while there are lines to be read from the text file, C++ getLines them. Once all the lines are read, the output is displayed on the screen and the file is closed. You can also see that the location of the text file cimmeria.txt is not in the same folder as the C++ program. When we created the first name.txt file, it was written to the same folder where the code was located. This is done by default. To specify another folder, you need to use double backslashes as per the character literals or escape sequence code. Just as you might expect, you can write almost anything you like to a file for reading either in Notepad or via the console through the C++ code. Here the code differs again, but only where it comes to adding the age integer. Notice that we used cin to age instead of the previous getLine. The reason for this is that the getLine function handles strings, not integers. So when you are using a data type other than a string, use the standard cin.